Hey everybody, Jamie Pate here. Welcome to this video. Today we are sharing something near and dear to my heart. Stamps, dies, inky backgrounds. Let me show you what I'm super excited to share with you all today. All right, friends, I got a great package of Sizzix and 49 and Market goods. Do you remember the last time they released the Sizzix and the 49 and Market collaboration? It was good, huh? Well, this time there's even more, and it's very seasonal. I have right here some holiday and Christmas and winter stamps and dies, but I have like two more other sets like over there that I'll show you after I show you this. So we're just going to go through this step by step so you can see what's included in each. So this is a Sizzix and 49 and Market collaboration. So they both of these amazing minds came together and are making amazing things for us makers. What a lovely combination that is, right? This is called Reindeer Mix Cluster, and these are already on the site at ScrapbookCom. And last I checked, Sizzix, I believe it's Sizzix, I think it's Sizzix. Anyway, there are some samples on there that are really lovely, and so be sure to check that out. Please use my links because that's always a great idea. So this reindeer, what do we call them? Reindeer Mix Cluster. So we have a collage stamp. And so you can see how lovely that is with all the collage-y goodness around it. And then the die. So then the idea is to stamp this guy out on a background, stamp him out again, and then you can die cut that, pop it up. This is an idea that I used with the last release, and I will also link that in the description so you can check that out. This is called Jolly Sentiments, which is completely appropriate because it's mostly sentiments. Got some circle motifs as well as some labels, and so let me pull off the stamp. So you can see here that we have Hello Santa, Deck the Halls, I've Been Nice. Notice there's no I've Been Naughty, it's just only I've Been Nice. Don't Be a Grinch, Merry Christmas, Wishing You a Merry Christmas, Joy to the World, Holly Jolly Holly, let me say that again, Holly Jolly Holiday, Christmas, and then Merry and Bright. And then with it you get the circle and the label, what are they called, James Dies. And yes, that's slightly different size there than that one. So in case you're wondering why there's two of those, that is Jolly Sentiments. Next we have what we're calling Pencil Line Holly. These are really groovy, and I'm actually going to be sampling some of these out today just as soon as I open the package. Okay, why do I think these are so groovy? Let me pull off the stamp here. I was saving these to open them in the video, so that's why they're just now getting opened up. The thing is that you have, not only do you have sentiment stamps, you also have some sentiment dies that go with those stamps. Then on this particular set, there is the big leaf collage with the bow and then the holly. So you have several layers of each of those stamps. And like I said, I'm going to show you momentarily how you can layer different colorations, get a great artsy or watercolor vibe. I love making with these stamps when it comes to that. So this next one is Pine Holidays. I've already pulled it out of its packaging here. Pine Holidays is a combination of beautiful trees, some branch motifs that go with that, as well as some sentiments and some little extra snowflakes and pine cones. You have the tree die, you have the sentiment dies that are here, as well as the pine cone and that fir branch. So that's really fun to be able to pop those out. This makes great scrapbook page embellishments or cards, because we got cards and tags to make. All right, the next part I want to show you is what I'm calling is the more fall, Thanksgiving, gratitude, autumnal vibe going on. This one's called Forever Leaves, and this is absolutely beautiful. You can see the detail in these leaves. Look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? And so these are a singular stamp, but you could obviously create collages with these different branches, or you can die cut all of them out to your heart's content. There is no stopping the die cutting here at all. Now this is actually I started playing with this one. It's actually sitting here on my stamp tool, just playing around. Nothing perfect here at all, which is a great opportunity. Anytime you get new stamps and new dies, pull them out, start playing with them, pull out your inks, and make a mess. So this is that same idea where you have a pumpkin outline, but you have a pumpkin in the background color and then a layered color on top of that. Oops, I'm sorry, that's not right. There's a layered color right on top of that. And you can see it better. The front of this is a great guide. You can see where you have the double stamping going on there with the two different colors. And obviously sky's the limit. Whatever colors you want to add in there for whatever kind of vibe you're going for. And then there is also thankful sentiments. So kind of like the holiday sentiments that we had earlier. This is a very similar idea here where you have handwritten sentiments. All right, forgive me, I pretty much tore up this packaging, but I think you can still get the idea. So you have some handwritten sentiments, you have some sentiments in circles, and then you have the labels again with coordinating dies as well. My heart is grateful for you. Grateful hearts. Thanks to you. Thank you. Grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Gratitude is the best attitude. Another thank you. Thankful and give thanks. So a lot of these in this set too are easily going to work back inside themselves for some real creative makes. Loving that. Okay. Now, let me show you these. I don't have a category for these except for fun and creative and artful, and I'm even digging the whole packaging with that teal and like the antique linen and like the rusty hinge going on there. I don't know, whatever color you want to call it. The alphas here are called Tab Stamp Alpha. And these are just that. They're nice, good sized tabs. And it also comes with several dies, so you can be doing it, you can cut several at one time, which is always a really nice option. So the thing with these alphas is that you have them here on this stamp tab, just like the package is called, and then you have a whole nother set of alphas too. So, and a sweetheart. That's heart's really cute. You have a little bit of punctuation and then the ampersand. So this is a great the alpha that also comes with a die. I know that those will come in handy beyond just the holidays, right? This is going to be a stamp that's just going to live for all time. I think this is the same way. This one's called Birdsong. So we got some great birds, but we have these tickets and the script and postage and all of our favorite things. All right, so let me tear the package up here so you can get a better idea. There are 3 bird dies. There's 3 bird stamps. There are 2 different of the stamp, or ticket rather, ticket dies. And you've got ticket there. And this is when I love to use this to get an idea. You have the longer stamp. I keep saying stamp. I really mean to say ticket. You have the longer ticket here. You have the more square ticket here. I'm seeing, though, you're able to be using this die for even adding in some of the definitions. You have moment. You have sing. That's a really fun definition, though, right? Sometimes you just gotta sing. You have some mixed in with the script and the postmark. You have the music. This is really beautiful. This is going to get a lot of mileage as well, too. And doesn't necessarily have to be seasonal, right? It's going to work in with both the fall gratitude theme as well as holiday, Christmas, winter. Then we have Forever Journal Essentials. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. How fun is that? So I'm trying, let me pull this off here because we do have dies underneath our stamps. Okay, so for this we have this great torn paper die. Look at that. Look at that. So that's going to work for 3 of these stamps here. 1, 2, 3, right? Then you also have your ticket. We got a bunch of tickets here. Best ever. So thankful. Oh, my heart. My favorite. With friends. Tickets are all the bomb right now. I am literally seeing them everywhere. Go do a search on Pinterest for tickets, vintage tickets. Mind blowing how much is out there and how much idea you can get for all these stamps right here. Are you kidding me? And then also all of these have a sentiment as well. And that is one stamp. So I just want you to know this is one stamp here. So thank you, grateful, best ever, very best rather, favorite, and friends is all one stamp. This is all one stamp as well. You got some space in between for adding whatever you want. And then these great grids and whatnot for journaling. That is a look at the new 49 Market Sizzix collaboration. Tell me you're not excited. All right, we're going to jump right in here with the tutorial. I have 3 ways to use this Forever Leaves die and stamp set. And it is, in many aspects, it's a very simple approach. There's even a bit of a repeat aspect going on here. But that being said, the results are stunning. And at the very end, I am going to share with you how to actually build a cluster for a tag front or a card front. So stay to the very end for that. So this concept is cutting out using the dies with pattern paper. Super beautiful. And I'm using the Sizzix stamp tool, which has a sticky back grid on it. And so that's what you're seeing me do, making sure that I have that adhered well to the surface. I'm coming in with the matching stamp set, of course, and vintage photo archival ink. I really loved using the archival ink on these overlay stamps. For this particular stamp, these acrylic stamps, they provide a really crisp impression. The Distress Oxide works just as beautifully, but this just has a little bit of a different look, and you're going to see that here as we bring it up close to the camera. It's just, I didn't make that very, very long. We'll see it at the end. I'm so sorry. I kind of gypped you out of a view. You'll see one here, I hope, with this one. And just doing the same thing. So I'm die cutting, stamp, repeat, especially when you find pattern papers that you love so very much. They really do, believe it or not, get to shine under the stamp impression. I love using this tool for that reason right there. I didn't have a good impression and I needed to have a better impression there. And so you can just go right back on it. I've skipped through the stamping of this, but you can look at the results. And so these in of themselves are going to be their own cluster. The pattern paper is from the same collection. Well, I take that back. The pinkish one is actually from Peach Swatch, and the other 2 is from Crafty Garden. But they all work together, in my opinion. I'm using the Sizzix fold tool here. I've used this before. It's a simple little tool, but it just creates the loveliness on the foliage. I love how simple this works. These, to me, are such stunning, super easy, right? Because all we did was cut out pattern paper. All we did was stamp the pattern paper. And now you're going to see a little cluster come together. I'm just kind of fiddling around like I always do. Nothing new here, right? Just fiddling around till I like the way something looks. I'm going to staple 2 of the leaves together. And then I will tuck in that last leaf. It's just how it worked out. I could have had it in the front. I could have had them all stapled together. There's no real strong rhyme or reason why I did it the way I did it. But that's what it looks like when I added a few more elements, creating my own embellished cluster, right? So I'm using the mixed media paper for this second technique. And I have to make a point here because you can see I'm using the brand new magnetic magic mat from ScrapbookCom. It is a lovely tool. And a couple of things work really well with it. Of course, it's magnetic, so I can take advantage of getting these dies to cut exactly where I want them to cut on my paper. The other thing is the mixed media paper is thick. It's not that it can be thick. It is a little thick. But to cut against the magnetic magic mat, that paper cuts beautifully. It cuts like butter. I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you,
Look how good this looks. So obviously we're starting off here with plain white solid background. And there's several ways we can go about this particular technique. Just because I'm showing you this way doesn't mean there isn't another way. There is. This way is with the solid background. I'm going to ink that background with the overlay stamp. I believe I'm using Archival in Coffee here. Don't you love the name of that ink color? Coffee. Hello. All right, so I'm going to ink it in place. Good enough. I'm going to leave that stamp on the top of the stamp tool. I'm going to use that stamp tool top, and I'm going to just add some ink, and I'm going to color with some paint with a paintbrush. I'm going to color in my leaf. And so again, lots of ways you can go about this. Any color will work. I'm using a watercolor brush, but I can't open it to put water in it, and I can't find my other one. So I spritz some water to the surface, and I'm just making it work. Use what you have, friends. Use what you have. It's always a fun thing. All right, so I'm just kind of I have no real rhyme or reason how I'm adding color in. And I actually added that rusty hinge there towards the bottom. It's pretty dark. It can be a little overpowering in places. You'll see that in another cluster that we'll be making. But the concept here, the point here is we're just coloring. We're just adding in color wherever we want. I am not a watercolor artist. I wish I was. But I sure do love to paint. And I sure did love just the little creative exercise. Yep, that's what I want to say. Creative exercise that this little concept became. Now, when it came down to it, I didn't absolutely love how my painting did come out. But when I did get everything gathered together and I got this clustered in an embellishing way on its tag, I did not hate it at all. I was like, oh, that actually works. So like I told you, we left the stamp on the top of the tool, and I went back over it with the Archival in Coffee. And now it just pops that color on top one more time, and it looks really stunning that way. So don't judge my paint, okay? Don't judge the painting, people. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to paint, what is this? There's 4 leaves on this particular die. I sped it up because we're just doing the same thing. I'm going in and adding a different color to each of the leaves, but then I played with it a little bit, and also I'm not a huge fan of that white outline. But here's the thing, again, with the watercolor artistry, you don't have to stay in the lines. The color can go wherever you want. You can add in more ink to the edges, and it's going to look stunning. Almost no fail. We are so close to no fail here. Yeah, I love it. And that's how this cluster turned out. And it turned out really sweet. The last concept we're going to be utilizing today is with the inky background. I have several inky background videos on here. This is my most favorite way. I absolutely am a fan of how this one worked out, but probably because I had, a lot of practice so far, but you don't always completely know what you're going to get. I mean, you can kind of manipulate it with the die, right? But you still don't really know what it's going to look like. I was just so tickled. Can we say happy? Yes, we can. Happy. So I'm just pulling those out, showing each of the leaf clusters to you from this Forever Leaves die. And then we're going to, yes, you guessed it, we're going to overlay that stamp. And this time we are using I believe it's called Sepia. I might even show you here in a moment. I think I do. Yep, Sepia Archival ink. And that also is a very saturated color, but I love how it worked out. This is the result. I'm banging on my table there. Forgive me for a minute. This is the result of just play. This was a result of, I wonder what this color is going to look like, literally. And gosh darn it, if I do not absolutely adore how this came out. This will be, I can't wait till I'm done with this video. I got to go do more of these. So we're going to do it again here with the next cluster. You got the idea, right? Die cut, stamp, and repeat. Die cut, stamp, repeat. It's our most favorite way. The sticky grid where I worked there with the inks is not quite as sticky, so I just had to move it, but it still works. And here's a look at the oak leaves there. I'm a geek. I know. And I'm okay with that, actually. I'm very firm in who I am as a stamping, inking, die cutting geek. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to put this cluster together. Watch how simple this happens. I have trimmed out a piece of pattern paper from the 49 Market Peach Swatch, and it's super fun. And I have a stamp here from the Thankful Sentiments, also Sizzix and 49 Market. And I think it says attitude is gratitude, or gratitude is attitude, or let's just all have, I don't know. We'll see what it says here in a minute when we actually ink it. I stayed with the sepia. I had no idea how it was going to work out, but I didn't hate it. And I actually went back and I added some ink to the very middle. So it's got sort of an ombre look to it, kind of on accident, but here for it. So what is it? Okay, gratitude. I can't read. Gratitude is the best attitude. That's what we want to say. And so let's get these leaves ready for placement right here on the surface. This could be a card, or this could be a tag, or this could be a pre-made element for a memory planner, or even for a scrapbook page. So sky's the limit, or just a fall art journal. Do I hear an amen? Okay, so I'm just grabbing my, what is it? Hot glue. You can't see it. It's off camera. I've added just a touch to the very end of the stem, right there my finger is. That's all the glue I added. You could also use craft glue. That is not a problem whatsoever. And this is what I do, guys. I just fuddle until something in my brain says that works. And you have to practice this, because I can't tell you where to put the leaves. You can see where I'm putting the leaves, but if you want to practice this with some of maybe your own stuff, I can't tell you. You got to fuddle. You got to play. You got to have time and practice in this wonderful paper crafting pastime that we all love so much. Play, play, play. It's so good for your heart, soul, and mind as well. But that's a lecture for another day. We're getting ready to wrap this up. I'm going to add this butterfly here. I just literally fussy cut that out of some pattern paper. That butterfly could pretty much go anywhere, but I ended up putting it there because I wanted actually to cover the stem ends. I didn't really want them to show. So 49 Market, Sizzix, stamp and die collaboration. You've seen a little bit of the fall. But I will be back. Stay tuned. We have a lot more where this came from, and I can't wait to unpack every one of these stamp sets with you. So be sure to subscribe if you don't already, and I will for sure see you in the next video.